Mr. Makrygeorgou. Thanks for your pointer. Another applause for Mr. Makrygeorgou.
Thank you, guys. Apologies in advance for my English. I'm 1/4 Irish, so we're gonna deal with that. Anyone from Ireland here? No one? That's a bummer. Okay, spot on. I want to talk about automation. Okay, good. Hi everyone, I'm Argy. I'm the head of Managed Cybersecurity Services from Algosystems, and today we're going to talk about cybersecurity. So let me get off this. To start with, is 1 year, almost, from the first birthdays of GDPR. But let me assure you that this is not yet another GDPR presentation. So turn off your mobiles, and I think that it would be pretty interesting as well. Few things about myself. I have a bachelor's in computer science and master's in information security from AWEB, which is another university in Athens. I hold several certifications like CSSP, CISA, CISM, blah blah. I mean, we're going to talk about cybersecurity buzzwords in a bit. I'm in IT since 2004, breathing through cyber from 2013 onwards. I have worked in several countries, including Ireland and of course Athens. I've been deployed in a few more, and international defense is factor as well. Today's agenda that I'll try to follow, our 2 cents as Algosystems in the current cybersecurity scene, the manually infused automation, as we said already, and some tips and tricks for everyone like yourselves that want to join a company, an organization in the cybersecurity positions. So we'll start. That's the elephant. I know. Since you do speak English, it's a very common thing to say that IT is like the elephant in the room. Even in an organization, an enterprise, a modern one like these days. Unfortunately or not, a lot of the times the IT is the elephant in the room. So that would make us, the cybersecurity guys, the mammoth, which is actually a bigger elephant. And another thing that we should agree on is what is commodity. Now, commodity, especially nowadays, is for me falsely, perceived something like that it is legacy, it's old by design, and needs to be replaced. Although commodity is something that an organization has invested a lot of money, effort, even culture to adapt it, make the most out of it, and continues to use it in its business as usual. So for us in IT and therefore in cybersecurity as well, we need to embrace commodity, use it as a baseline, and then build everything on top of it. Now, going to the buzzwords, you've already know that in IT and especially in cybersecurity, we use a lot of buzzwords like .NET and CryptoLocker and ransomware and I have an MSc InfoSec and CSSP and all this stuff. There are a lot of buzzwords, especially in the corporate world. Many managers, senior managers, VPs and stuff like that. But cyber is something tangible, and we are here to solve tangible, real-life problems, give tangible solutions and protect the business as usual, which is the most important part of an enterprise. Therefore, we say that cyber enables both IT and OT to enable business. It's something that needs, to be well explained, that whatever lays to IT comes for the OT part as well. So a modern industry combines these two environments, and all of them need to be protected in order to assist, yet again, the business as usual. But of course, we are not here as the protector, like to make someone's life a bit miserable, try to just to secure the user, secure the assets, and making everyone's life difficult. Let's say, I don't know if you're aware of what MDM means. It's mobile device management. It's something that we put on our phones, especially in the corporate world, to keep them protected. That was last year. If you're trying to sell internally or externally something that is core cyber, that won't happen. So we're coming here saying any application, any device. So availability comes, in the same hand with security, and yet again enables business. So another real life problem: the too many logs. I mean, everything creates logs. Whatever solution is placed, whatever device, everything creates logs. My friend before from Schneider said, the intelligence, all these devices, yet again, logs. This one is from an old IIS system. I mean, it's practically unreadable, not because it's grayed out. So, in the past, we had the tendency to visit logs only post-mortem. Something happens, and then, okay, we try to dig in and see what happens. Now, with modern technologies, algorithms, with SIM systems, we are here and we're able to be proactive. Get logs in the real time, assess them, and actually understand what is close to happen, what is about to happen, and do something about that. Now, how all these come into action on a modern enterprise? Even nowadays, yet again, there are a lot of solutions in place that they're more stagnant, like they're perimeter based. There is one person or one entity responsible end-to-end. The security tools in place for the ones that they are already embedded in the security, like early pen testers or coders, they're disconnected. There are a lot of them standalone, rarely automated, and the whole effort, the whole process is IT-driven, which is, of course, good, but not optimal. Now, with my friend Cyclops here, everything goes swaps. So the dev, the coders go to DevOps, the sec guys, the security, go to SecOps, Sys to SysOps, and stuff like that. Oh, sorry. Cool. There are now possibilities and the capacity using APIs. Everything creates logs. Everything has APIs as well. Using languages like Python and Kubernetes, Docker environments can actually transform that. I mean, the digital transformation is a buzzword for 2019. To ops-driven, to something that it is, API-driven, as we say. All the security tools are interconnected, so all the network, the systems, and the knowledge is interconnected. It can be highly automated, and it should be. Us, the humans, the analysts, up to the managers, they're here to do something a bit more creative, as we say. There is shared security responsibility. Believe me, that's an important part of the enterprise. Who deals with that? If something happens, who is the one to go for it, who takes the blame, and all stuff. And of course, now that with the cloud, the boundaries are elastic, which means that A to Z is not only here, it goes to the cloud. The workforce is rarely at the office. There are a lot of people constantly traveling, maybe getting emails or getting the work done from a coffee place. So again, agility. That is the cycle of cybersecurity, like a complete cyber view of what needs to be there, so an organization to be well protected. We have the assurance part, which is mainly vulnerability management and penetration test. All the professional service and support, project-based part, and of course the after sales. A good product, a good service is mandated by a very good after sales support. The security operations center part, all the 24/7 care that organizations like us offer to the rest of the enterprise, incident management, defense and response. And of course, the GRC, which is governance, risk and compliance, which is the more theoretical part of what we're doing and what happens, that it still needs to be in place, like a process that needs to drive everything else. So as long as all this coexists, we're getting closer to a more secure and complete environment. Let's see now how real is all this. You see here some infographics from Gartner and Microsoft. Okay, it's a lot of wording. The truth is that we used to say that cybersecurity is something for the future, but here, this era is the future, and it's good that you're going to save it and all stuff, but we need to save it together securely. And it implies that a few of you would have to get a cybersecurity role within a modern enterprise. Nowadays, the cyber people get to become even high-end executives, like C-level executives. There is the CISOs. We're sitting in the same table with IT and the rest of the organization. And let's see now, in a more tech way, how we do it. We strike first, we strike hard, with no mercy. Here is an example using the Cisco ecosystem on cybersecurity. It doesn't really matter, to understand all of these stacks, but see how they are connected. We start from the events, identify which from these events are actionable, and the threat behind them. We use the intel that all these tools empower into our organization, and then depending on the existing policies, we can have them correlated, giving our organization the intelligence it needs, and then protecting the organization. In another view, we have here for the more technical ones of you, solutions that address the web, like proxy and URL filters, secure emails, endpoint protection, identity service engines, next generation firewalls. It's like the router you have at home, secure DNS, and the intelligence behind of them, the Stealth Watch and the Taos platform. Again, the added value here that is everything works seamlessly together, no matter if myself I'm working on my desk, in my office or at home, or maybe I'm on vacation and I receive an email on my iPhone. So it needs to be seamless, and it needs to be always on. Now, going to Algosystems, that's the fundamental of our cybersecurity solution. So it's the cyber rate, the reaction. We call that way our enhanced SOC services. It is an IBM Curator, a security operations center that offers, of course, 24/7 monitoring. We act as an MSSP for several technologies and solutions. We offer managed vulnerability assessments, and of course, threat intelligence. And the reaction part, the React now, is actually referred to the cyber response. So nowadays, it's not just important to say to somebody, look, like there's something wrong. You need to be able to solve it as well. Now, the takeaway, the first part at least, I mean, if you need to, to hold on some things from today, this would be the first sum up here. We often say to our customers, let us employ all the geeks you need. And we don't say it, in a bad way. I mean, we are and we would be all the geeks that an enterprise need, no matter if we are from the customer side or from the integrator side. The most important stuff will always be the business as usual. Without the business as usual, there is no business. With no business, no money, and you get how it works. And of course, as we would say a few years ago, for the community and the non-Microsoft operating systems, all that stuff, we need to go to an open architecture. We must be flexible, dynamic, and some more financial terms. We have to move from CapEx to OpEx to use everything and pay only what you use. I mean, imagine that in your everyday life, to be able to use everything that is at your disposal and only pay what you get. And of course, a bit of a cyber preaching. Now, especially from 2015 onwards, I have interviewed like more than 120, 130 people for several positions, mainly in the cybersecurity. So, I mean, if I have one thing to say here, is that not everyone will become a pen tester, and that is fine. I mean, we're having a job opening, few people come directly from the university, we call them vanillas, and they come over and say, okay, you're offering me a job, the position of entry-level analyst, and then they say, okay, but I'll do it for like maybe 2-3 months, like 6 months, and then I want to become a pen tester or something. Okay. If that is what you want to do, yes, I'm already a pen tester. Okay, fair enough. Do you know? Can you write auxiliaries in Metasploit, which is a pen test tool? Say no. So you're not a pen tester. I mean, there are plenty of positions. There are plenty of openings, even in strict cyber. Some of them they're tech-based, some of them they're managed-based. It doesn't really matter. I mean, our giveaway would be you're finishing up a school or a bachelor's, a master's, or something similar, and you need to get the experience. So let business and the reality shape the way that you understand the business from the position you are now. And of course, we're here to help for all mainly the Greek candidates and international, of course. HR@algosystems.gr. Thanks, Emil.